Did you know that throughout their careers, some of the most iconic Black R&B artists carried a deeply personal secret? They were the voices behind timeless love songs that still move our hearts today. Yet, behind the spotlight and fame, they lived with truths they never felt free to share. These 15 R&B legends spent their lives in quiet solitude, concealing parts of who they truly were, stories that remained untold even after they were gone. These stories are not only fascinating but also reveal the sacrifices that music legends often make to protect their fame and careers. Their lives represent more than just chapters in music history. They remind us of the heavy price of fame in a world still shaped by judgment and bias. In today's video, we'll uncover the hidden sides of these incredible artists. If you'd like to learn more about their untold journeys, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Keith Barrow, born in 1954 inches Chicago, Illinois, emerged as a promising talent in the soul and disco music scene, celebrated for his smooth voice and distinctive sound. He was raised in a musically gifted family. His mother, Willie Barrow, was a respected civil rights leader and pastor. Inspired by her devotion and passion, Keith developed a deep love for gospel music, which later evolved into his lifelong connection with soul. By the mid-1970s, Barrow began making waves in the music industry, capturing attention with standout tracks like You Know You Want to Be Loved, 1976, and Turn Me Up, 1979. His performances blended the warmth of soul with the infectious rhythm of disco, enchanting audiences not only with his remarkable voice but also with his charm and emotional depth. Known as the honey-voiced crooner, Barrow was praised by critics as a rising star, destined to stand alongside the greats of his era. Yet behind the spotlight, he carried a deeply personal truth that he kept private. Though many sensed his individuality, Barrow chose not to speak openly about this part of his life during his career. In the 1970 seconds, both society and the R&B industry were not yet open to embracing such differences, especially for a young black artist. In a competitive world that demanded clear-cut romantic images, Keith faced the painful irony of writing love songs for women while his heart told a different story. This inner divide created a quiet struggle within him, one that echoed through both his life and his music. Keith's close friends remembered late-night studio sessions where he confided his wish to write songs that reflected his true feelings, yet he feared that doing so could cost him everything. His silence became a shield, a way to protect himself from the harsh judgment of the time. Though he was never part of any public controversy, Keith chose to live quietly, keeping much of his true self hidden from the world. This made Keith's life increasingly lonely and guarded, a heavy truth he could share only with a few trusted friends. While his silence spared him from public scrutiny, it also denied him the freedom to live as his authentic self. In 1983, at just 29 years old, Keith Barrow's life was tragically cut short due to complications from illness during a time when fear and misunderstanding about such conditions were widespread. His sudden passing deeply shocked fans and friends alike, many of whom believed he was on the verge of reaching true stardom. At that time, speaking openly about one's identity and personal life was still considered taboo, as topics like AIDS and sexuality were surrounded by intense stigma. Keith Barrow is remembered as a gifted artist whose full potential was never realized, a bright yet brief talent who bore the heavy cost of silence in a world filled with prejudice. His legacy lives on not only through his heartfelt ballads, but also through the quiet story of his inner struggle and the loneliness of a man who longed to live freely and authentically. Born in 1932 inches, Macon, Georgia, Little Richard, whose real name was Richard Wayne Penniman, rose to become one of the most iconic music legends of the 20th century. Raised in a deeply religious family, he often struggled to reconcile his identity with the expectations around him. From the very start, with his flamboyant style, signature pompadour, and electrifying voice, Richard burst onto the scene as a true pioneer of rock and roll. Timeless hits like Tutti Frutti, Long Tall Sally, and Good Golly Miss Molly didn't just top the charts, they helped shape the sound of an entire era. Little Richard shattered musical boundaries and redefined what rock and roll could be, inspiring legends such as Elvis Presley, the Beatles, and Prince. Yet behind his electrifying performances and bold stage persona, Richard wrestled with a deep inner conflict, a lifelong struggle to find peace with who he truly was. Though he stood as a symbol of boldness, freedom, and flair, offstage Little Richard lived with a deep fear of revealing his true self. In 1995, he spoke openly about identifying as bisexual, but later withdrew the statement and returned to silence. This inner contradiction reflected his lifelong struggle caught between personal truth and the expectations of society, his family, his faith, and the demanding world of the music industry. Little Richard was raised in a church-centered environment where strict beliefs about sex and gender dominated. While the church deeply influenced the roots of his musical style, it was also the place that condemned the very differences that made him unique. As a teenager, he once ran away from home after being beaten by his father for expressing his individuality. Under the weight of judgment from both society and family, Richard chose to channel his truth through music breaking barriers and forever transforming the landscape of modern sound. Yet the freedom he felt on stage stood in sharp contrast to the loneliness he endured in private. Richard spent much of his life suppressing his true feelings, afraid that living openly could end his career. At certain points, he spoke out against homosexuality, calling it sinful, while at other times, he openly acknowledged his own unique and complex nature. These contradictions left the public puzzled, but also revealed the intense pressure and stigma he faced from every direction. As a prominent black artist in an era of deep racial discrimination in the United States, speaking openly about his sexuality was nearly impossible. Little Richard understood the risks of defying both societal expectations and the powerful forces of the music industry. Still, he chose to live boldly, embracing life with pride and authenticity despite overwhelming pressure. Though he wrestled with personal struggles and inner conflict, his impact on music and on generations of artists remains undeniable. The Beatles once invited him to teach them how to command the stage. James Brown called him an inspiration, and Prince inherited his fearless flair. Even David Bowie credited Little Richard as a trailblazer who helped redefine gender expression in music. When Little Richard passed away in 2020 at the age of 87, he left behind an extraordinary musical legacy. The world remembered him as the true architect of rock and roll. Few realize that Little Richard also left behind a legacy that quietly opened doors for future generations in the LGBTQ+ community, even though he never openly claimed that role. His story goes beyond music. It's a story of courage, inner conflict, and the heartbreaking cost of never being fully accepted for who he was. Little Richard shone like an eternal flame, brilliant and unforgettable, yet never entirely free to burn as brightly as he wished. Johnny Mathis, born in 1935 inches Gilmer, Texas, became one of the most enduring and graceful tenors in American music. Though he came from a modest family, Mathis quickly showed remarkable talent in both singing and athletics. As a child, he moved to San Francisco, where he received formal training in music and sports, even earning consideration for the U.S. Olympic track team. Ultimately, he chose to follow his passion for music, a decision that would transform his life and leave a lasting mark on pop and R&B for generations. With his silky tenor voice and impeccable phrasing, Mathis quickly rose to stardom through timeless ballads like Misty, Chances Are, and It's Not For Me to Say. These songs sold millions of copies and solidified his place among the best-selling artists of the 20th century, with over 350 million records sold worldwide. His polished image, the tailored suits, gentle smile, and romantic voice captivated audiences across generations. Mathis became the ideal romantic figure for many, especially women who were deeply moved by the tenderness in his lyrics and voice. Yet behind that image of perfection, he carried a personal truth that he kept hidden for most of his career. In 1982, during a rare interview, Mathis surprised the public when he openly remarked, "Homosexuality is a way of life I'm familiar with." The quote appeared in print without full context, sparking confusion and widespread discussion about his private life. However, Mathis never expanded on the comment and quickly distanced himself from the topic, as if it had never been brought up. His sudden silence left many questions unanswered. Throughout most of his career, he kept his personal life out of the public eye, avoiding the media spotlight and steering clear of Hollywood's social scene. Though he never denied what he had said, he also never confirmed it. For many, this quietness became both a shield to protect his career and a way to navigate the heavy expectations of a society not yet ready to understand him. During an era when the LGBTQ+ community faced intense stigma, Mathis chose to live quietly, protecting both his privacy and his career. Over time, songs like Misty and Chances Are began to take on new layers of meaning, as listeners sensed an unspoken longing woven into the lyrics. This subtle ambiguity gave his music a haunting depth, a beauty tinged with mystery, leaving fans to wonder if there was a hidden love story behind his timeless ballads. His ballads were more than simple love songs. They were stories of longing, desire, and emotions that could never be spoken aloud. Though Mathis was never involved in scandals, his silence spoke volumes about the realities of his time. As a black artist moving between jazz, pop, and R&B in the 1,950 seconds and 1,960 seconds, merely sustaining a career in such a competitive and divided industry was an achievement in itself. To come out then would have carried enormous risk, threatening to undo everything he had worked so hard to build. And so, Mathis chose a quiet life, letting his music speak for the parts of himself he never shared publicly. Today, he is celebrated as a true legend of pop and R&B, a voice so smooth and timeless that it once enchanted the entire world. Though his career soared to extraordinary heights, his personal story remains softly spoken. It is a story of melodies that continue to echo through time, while the deeper truths, his struggles, his solitude, and his heart, remain an everlasting mystery. Luther Vandross stands as a true music icon, not only for his extraordinary voice, but also for the lasting influence he left on the R&B genre. Born in 1951 New York to a humble family, Luther rose above his circumstances to become one of the greatest vocalists in music history. Through his songs, he brought the world a tapestry of romance, longing, and genuine emotion that continues to touch hearts today. Timeless songs like Here and Now, A House Is Not a Home, and Never Too Much have become more than R&B classics. They're cherished love ballads, forever woven into weddings, anniversaries, and life's most intimate moments. With over 35 million albums sold, Luther Vandross is celebrated as one of the greatest voices of his generation. His signature velvety tone and unwavering passion for his craft made him a true master of soulful expression. Music history remembers Luther Vandross for his tireless dedication from chart-topping albums to unforgettable live performances. Working alongside icons like Dionne Warwick, Whitney Houston, and Mariah Carey, he built an extraordinary career defined not only by his talent but also by his discipline, artistry, and the heartfelt emotion he poured into every song. Yet behind the brilliance of his musical success lies a quieter, lesser-known personal story, one that deeply shaped the man and the legend he became. Though his music overflowed with emotion and romance, Luther Vandross never spoke publicly about his sexuality. Close friends, including Patti LaBelle, shared that he feared coming out might not only jeopardize his career but also break the heart of his beloved mother, Mary Ida Vandross. In an era when stigma toward the LGBTQ+ community remained strong, Luther chose to guard his private life carefully, a decision born from both love and self-protection. Luther channeled all his deepest emotions into his music, letting his voice convey the feelings he could never express aloud. Despite facing personal battles, he never allowed them to overshadow his art. His performances were mesmerizing, a flawless balance of soulful emotion and effortless charisma. Luther wasn't just a singer. He was a true artist, meticulously perfecting every note, every phrase, and every moment on stage. Luther was known for his tireless dedication, always striving to make every performance nothing short of perfection. In 2001, he shared a memorable moment with Beyoncé through their duet The Closer I Get to You, a highlight that beautifully bridged generations of soul music. Sadly, his remarkable career came to a sudden halt in 2003 after he suffered a severe stroke that left him unable to perform. Luther Vandross passed away in 2005, leaving behind a timeless legacy. His voice, his songs, and his spirit continue to echo in the hearts of fans around the world. When Luther passed away, the world came to realize that while he had taught millions about love through his timeless music, he had never been able to fully live that love openly himself. His life stands as a poignant reminder of sacrifice and the quiet battle against societal judgment. Luther Vandross remains a powerful testament to the cost of living in a world where bias and misunderstanding too often silence the truth of the heart. At the same time, Luther Vandross stands as a symbol of music's power to express the emotions and dreams that words alone cannot capture. His songs were never just melodies, they were love stories, quiet longings, and shared moments that spoke directly to the soul. Even though he was never fully able to live as his true self, Luther left behind a profound legacy, a timeless reminder to live authentically, love deeply, and always listen to the voice within your heart. Nona Hendryx was far more than just an R&B singer. She embodied creativity, innovation, and resilience in music. Born in 1,944 inches Trenton, New Jersey, Nona left an indelible mark on the music world, particularly during the 1,970 seconds. As a key member of LaBelle, the groundbreaking group that championed female empowerment and sexual freedom, she helped redefine the role of women in popular music. With their 1,974 hit Lady Marmalade, Nona and her bandmates became icons of boldness, shattering societal norms and challenging the expectations of how women in music were supposed to be. Despite her bold music and powerful messages, Nona carried a deeply personal truth: her love for women. In the 1,970 seconds, when stigma toward the LGBTQ+ community was still widespread, acknowledging one's sexuality publicly could end a career, especially in the R&B world, where maintaining a heterosexual image was seen as essential. Though Nona's art and persona radiated freedom and confidence, she still had to keep her private life carefully hidden, avoiding public scrutiny over who she truly was. Rumors about Nona's same-sex relationships circulated for years, but she never addressed them publicly during the height of her fame. On stage, she exuded strength and confidence, yet off-stage, she lived with caution, always aware that revealing her truth could carry unpredictable consequences. As time went on and her career naturally moved beyond its peak, Nona began to open up more about her personal identity, embracing the freedom she once had to keep hidden. In interviews throughout the 2000s, Nona spoke openly about her love for women, sharing that living authentically had finally freed her from fear, both of career repercussions and of societal judgment. Her honesty reshaped how the world viewed her and opened new doors for future generations. By embracing her truth, Nona Hendryx helped pave the way for younger artists like Janelle Monáe and Michelle Ndegeocello, inspiring them to express themselves more openly and fearlessly in the world of black music. Nona Hendryx is remembered not only for her remarkable musical talent, but also for her resilience and courage in standing up to societal expectations. Though her journey was often quiet and understated, her choices opened doors for future generations of artists to live truthfully and without fear. The lasting message from Nona Hendryx's life is one of bravery, perseverance, and the unwavering strength that comes from being true to oneself. The legendary Prince of Darkness and trailblazer of heavy metal, Ozzy Osbourne, is being honored at 76. Few names in rock history have carved a legacy as unforgettable as his. Ozzy wasn't just a musical icon, he became a global symbol, cherished by generations around the world. But in his later years, the man behind the legend found himself living a life much quieter than most. In his later years, Ozzy's thoughts turned toward something deeply personal, a final wish that only his wife, Sharon, could help him fulfill. It wasn't just any wish, but one so profound that it came to define his final chapter, bringing him a rare and lasting sense of peace. If Ozzy Osbourne's life or music has ever made you laugh, reflect, or feel inspired, take a moment to Sean Corey Carter, the world knows him as Jay-Z, was born in 1,969 inches, Brooklyn, New York. His rise from the Marcy Projects to becoming hip-hop's first billionaire is nothing short of legendary. With over 125 million records sold, 24 Grammy Awards, and a business empire spanning music, sports, streaming, and luxury fashion, Jay-Z has completely redefined what it means to be a rapper. But his influence extends far beyond wealth and fame. He's used his voice to challenge cultural boundaries and push for inclusion in a genre long criticized for its narrow views on masculinity and identity. For much of its history, hip-hop has been dominated by hyper-masculine attitudes, leaving little space for LGBTQ+ voices. But that began to shift in the 2010 seconds, notably when singer Frank Ocean came out in 2012. Jay-Z and Beyoncé were among the first global icons to show public support for him. In a 2013 CNN interview, Jay-Z took it a step further, saying plainly, "Discrimination is discrimination. Simple and plain." Those words resonated deeply in a culture where silence had long been the norm, marking a turning point for allyship in hip-hop. Then, in 2017, Jay-Z released 444, an album that revealed a more introspective and vulnerable side of the rapper the world thought it knew. In his song Smile, Jay-Z pays tribute to his mother, Gloria Carter, who came out as a lesbian later in life. The track closes with her powerful words, "Love who you love, because life is too short." It was a groundbreaking moment. Never before had one of rap's biggest icons shared such a deeply personal and affirming story about love and identity. Would hip-hop look the same today if Jay-Z hadn't used his platform to advocate for inclusion and representation? Beyond music, he has continued to shape culture through business. With his company Roc Nation, Jay-Z has championed a wide range of artists, including LGBTQ+ and non-binary voices, ensuring they have access to the same global stage as everyone else. Jay-Z's visual series, released alongside his album 444, featured candid conversations with black men, including gay men, about trauma, gender identity, and healing. These were topics rarely addressed so openly within hip-hop culture. The project created a powerful space for dialogue and showed Jay-Z's courage in confronting the complex realities his community faces. In 2019, Jay-Z and Beyoncé were honored with the GLAAD Vanguard Award, recognizing their leadership in promoting visibility, acceptance, and understanding for the LGBTQ+ community within the entertainment world. This award stands as a powerful testament to Jay-Z and Beyoncé's dedication to building a more inclusive cultural landscape, one that embraces diversity across music, business, and social change. During his acceptance speech, Jay-Z paid tribute to his mother, whose courage inspired much of his advocacy, and reminded the audience that personal stories have the power to spark cultural transformation. By 2026, his impact is undeniable. Jay-Z hasn't just proven that a rapper can rise to billionaire status, he has redefined what black masculinity means in hip-hop, showing the world that empathy, vulnerability, and strength can exist side by side. Jay-Z's unwavering commitment to criminal justice reform, social equity, and inclusive storytelling cements his legacy as far more than an artist. He is a true cultural architect. His journey reveals a deeper truth. Authenticity builds bridges. By standing up for inclusion and LGBTQ+ rights in an industry once known for its barriers, Jay-Z has paved the way for a new generation of artists to live and create more freely. His story proves that hip-hop, like all great art, evolves through courage, and Jay-Z's voice remains one of the most powerful forces driving that evolution. India Moore, born in 1,995 inches, the Bronx, New York, is a black transgender non-binary model and actor who has risen to international prominence as both an artist and an activist. Their journey is remarkable not only for their talent but for the barriers they've had to break through along the way. Growing up, Moore faced rejection, bullying, and even homelessness after coming out as transgender at a young age. Yet instead of hiding, those struggles became the fuel for their fearless determination to live authentically and advocate for others. Moore's breakthrough came with their portrayal of Angel Evangelista in FX's Pose from 2018 to 2021, a role that brought representation and visibility to millions around the world. Pose brought to life the vibrant ballroom culture of the 1,980 seconds and 1,990 seconds, a world created by the Black and Latinx LGBTQ+ community in search of expression, belonging, and freedom. India Moore's character, Angel Evangelista, is a young transgender woman navigating love, discrimination, and the pursuit of her dream to become a model. The role struck a powerful chord not only because of Moore's authenticity, but because it mirrored the real struggles faced by so many transgender women. Pose made television history as the first series to feature a predominantly Black transgender cast. What truly sets Moore apart is their rare ability to blend art and activism, using creativity as a tool for visibility, justice, and change. In interviews, India Moore often reminds audiences that visibility alone isn't enough. It must be followed by real justice and equality. They co-founded Trans Santa, an initiative that provides gifts and financial assistance to transgender youth during the holidays, making sure those who are often overlooked feel seen, valued, and supported. Moore has also spoken on some of the world's biggest stages, from the GLAAD Media Awards to United Nations forums, addressing the violence and systemic barriers faced by transgender people, especially Black transgender women. It raises an important question. Has mainstream Hollywood truly done enough to protect and uplift transgender voices beyond the screen? In addition to their activism, Moore has emerged as a groundbreaking force in the fashion industry. Moore has modeled for luxury fashion houses such as Dior and Louis Vuitton, and made history by appearing on the cover of Vogue as one of the first openly transgender models to reach global acclaim. Their striking red carpet appearances, often embracing gender-fluid styles, send a powerful message that true self-expression transcends gender. By challenging long-held fashion norms, Moore has helped redefine beauty and elegance for the 21st century. Yet their journey has not been without obstacles. Moore has spoken candidly about enduring online harassment and moments when Hollywood's promises of inclusion felt superficial. Still, rather than retreating, they've transformed each challenge into a platform for empowerment and advocacy. India Moore's voice continues to highlight the deep intersection between race, gender, and mental health, reminding the world that real progress means confronting all forms of discrimination together. By 2026, Moore stands as one of the most influential cultural figures of their generation. They embody not only the power of representation, but also the necessity of action, showing how storytelling, fashion, and activism can unite to build a more just and compassionate world. Their legacy is still unfolding, but one truth remains clear. India Moore has shown that living authentically isn't just possible, it's revolutionary. MJ Rodriguez, born in 1991 inches Newark, New Jersey, is one of the most groundbreaking transgender actresses in Hollywood today. Her journey from a young girl with dreams of performing to becoming a powerful voice for change is a story of resilience, artistry, and triumph. Growing up, Rodriguez faced the challenges of living authentically in a world that often struggled to understand. Yet instead of letting that hold her back, she transformed those hardships into fuel for a career that would rewrite television history. Her breakthrough came with the critically acclaimed FX series Pose, 2018-2021, a show that forever changed how transgender stories are told on screen. As Blanca Evangelista, the nurturing mother of a chosen family in New York's 1,980 seconds and 1,990 seconds ballroom scene, MJ Rodriguez brought extraordinary warmth, strength, and vulnerability to the screen. Blanca's story, touching on themes of HIV, AIDS, poverty, and acceptance, resonated deeply with audiences around the world. Rodriguez's ability to embody both resilience and tenderness made her the emotional center of Pose. Her performance earned her the Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Television Series, making her the first openly transgender woman ever to receive the award. These achievements were more than personal triumphs. They were cultural milestones that broadened visibility and redefined what representation means in mainstream entertainment. It raises an important question. Have awards like the Golden Globes and Emmys truly begun to recognize talent equally, or is there still more work to be done to reach genuine inclusion? Beyond her acting career, MJ Rodriguez has remained steadfast in using her platform to advocate for real policy change. She often reminds people that her success isn't just for herself, it's for the next generation of transgender and queer artists who deserve to see themselves represented on screen. In her own words, she once said, "I want to be recognized for my talent, and I want to open the door for others like me to shine." Her authenticity, kindness, and perseverance have inspired countless fans, especially young LGBTQ+ and Black individuals, who see in her a living example that their dreams are valid and that visibility can lead to transformation. Rodriguez is also an accomplished singer. In 2021, she released her debut single, Something to Say, a soulful anthem about love and self-acceptance. The song highlighted her stunning vocals and proved that her artistry extends far beyond acting. Balancing both music and film, she continues to carve her path as a dynamic, multi-talented performer. On the red carpet, MJ Rodriguez radiates elegance, confidence, and grace. She gravitates toward bold colors, striking silhouettes, and designers who champion inclusivity. Her appearances are celebrated not just for their style, but for the powerful message they send that true beauty and strength come from embracing one's authentic self. As of 2026, MJ Rodriguez stands not only as a gifted actress, but as a powerful symbol of progress in Hollywood. Her legacy continues to grow, and her impact is undeniable. By breaking barriers and living authentically, she has redefined what success means for transgender women in entertainment. MJ Rodriguez is far more than a television star. She is a trailblazer, carving a path for others to follow. Her story reminds the world that representation matters, and that when talent and truth are given a platform, they can transform an entire industry. She has shown that with courage, persistence, and purpose, anyone can help build a world where differences are celebrated, and success is no longer limited by gender or identity. Montero Lamar Hill, better known by his stage name Lil Nas X, has emerged as one of the most groundbreaking Black artists of the 21st century. Born in Lithia Springs, Georgia, in 1999, his rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric. When he released Old Town Road in 2019, he didn't just create a viral hit, he changed the music landscape. The song's seamless blend of country and hip-hop broke genre boundaries and soared to No. 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, shattering records along the way. But Lil Nas X's influence extends far beyond the charts. In June 2019, he publicly came out as gay, becoming one of the most visible and influential young Black queer artists in modern music history. In an industry, and especially within a hip-hop culture long dominated by toxic masculinity and homophobia, Lil Nas X's coming out was nothing short of revolutionary. There was no big announcement or staged press event. Instead, it happened quietly, almost by accident, when he pointed fans toward the lyrics of his song C7 Oshure, a track about embracing change and staying true to oneself. Yet the impact was anything but small. Overnight, millions of young queer fans, particularly within the Black LGBTQ+ community, saw a reflection of themselves in an artist unafraid to live authentically. And just like his message, Lil Nas X's artistry is fearless, boundary-breaking, and unapologetically bold. Lil Nas X's debut album Montero 2021 set off a cultural earthquake with chart-topping hits like Montero, Call Me By Your Name, and Industry Baby. Both songs boldly celebrated LGBTQ+ love, pride, and confidence, leaving no space for shame. The Montero music video ignited fierce debate with its striking, provocative imagery of the artist descending into hell and pole dancing before Satan. Critics accused him of courting controversy, while others hailed it as a fearless metaphor for reclaiming queer identity in the face of judgment. Through it all, Lil Nas X met the backlash with humor and defiance, transforming criticism into viral moments and, in doing so, expanding his influence even further. What truly sets Lil Nas X apart is his fearless fusion of music, fashion, and activism into one unapologetically bold persona. From his dazzling Met Gala appearances to his vibrant and unfiltered social media presence, he has redefined what it means to be a Black male artist in hip-hop. Instead of conforming to expectations, he shatters them, creating a space where gender expression, sexuality, and Black identity can coexist without compromise. His courage isn't just captivating, it's deeply inspiring. If you were in his position, would you have had the bravery to come out so early in your career? Beyond capturing attention, Lil Nas X has used his platform to shed light on real and urgent social issues. He has been an outspoken supporter of organizations like the Trevor Project, which focuses on suicide prevention within the LGBTQ+ community, and often highlights the importance of mental health. Lil Nas X's openness about his own battles with fame, insecurity, and criticism has made him deeply relatable to fans who are navigating their own paths of self-acceptance. By choosing honesty over silence, he has turned vulnerability into strength, proving that authenticity is the most powerful form of rebellion. Now, in 2026, Lil Nas X stands not only as a global music icon but as a cultural architect. His songs continue to dominate streaming charts, inspiring a generation to live boldly and unapologetically. Lil Nas X's bold approach to fashion has made global headlines, continuing to shape the pulse of popular culture. His influence has inspired an entire generation to embrace individuality and eccentricity without fear or shame. Montero Lamar Hill's legacy is living proof that success isn't achieved by fitting into old molds, it's created by breaking them entirely. He has shown that art and identity should never be confined, but allowed to evolve freely and authentically. In many ways, Montero Lamar Hill is more than a music icon, he is a movement, a living embodiment of truth, love, and fearless creativity. A symbol for a new generation, reminding the world that self-expression is not only a right, but a powerful act of pride. Hey everyone! Today, we're diving into the stories of several Hollywood stars who've kept a deeply personal truth hidden from the public eye. Behind the glitz and glamour lie powerful tales of love, identity, and incredible courage, where some lived two different lives just to be accepted. These journeys aren't only about romance, they've helped reshape how the world understands love and authenticity. Each of them stands as a quiet yet fearless symbol of staying true to oneself, and their stories continue to inspire millions around the globe. Do you have any friends or relatives who are part of the LGBTQ+ community? If you do, drop a 1-inch the comments. If not, type a 0. I'd love to hear your thoughts and personal stories about this topic. Make sure to watch the full video so you don't miss any of the fascinating stories ahead. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button to support the channel. Your support helps me keep creating more meaningful and inspiring content for you all. Laurence Olivier, an icon of British theatre and cinema, is widely regarded as one of the greatest actors of the 20th century. With unforgettable performances in Hamlet 1948, Wuthering Heights 1939, and Rebecca 1940, he embodied a refined, intellectual masculinity that defined an era. Off-screen, Olivier's marriages to actresses Vivien Leigh and later Joan Plowright cemented his image as the perfect English gentleman. Yet behind that polished facade, whispers and later biographies suggested a more complex truth, one that included same-sex experiences he never publicly acknowledged. In a time when even a hint of such rumors could destroy a career, Olivier carried his secret quietly, balancing greatness on stage with the quiet burden of concealment. Several sources, including accounts from his close friend and director Noel Coward, as well as whispers from London's theatre circles, hint that Laurence Olivier may have shared romantic connections with male co-stars early in his career. Biographer Michael Munn and others even speculated about a close relationship with actor Danny Kaye, though no concrete evidence ever surfaced, and Olivier's family has consistently denied such claims. Still, the turbulence of his love life and the traces of a carefully guarded private world have led many to believe that Olivier, like so many stars of his era, was forced to live two lives, one for the spotlight and one in silence. He stands as a poignant symbol of artistic greatness, forged in an age when true personal freedom remained a forbidden luxury. Katharine Cornell, often celebrated as the First Lady of the American stage, was one of the most revered theater actresses of the 20th century. At the height of Hollywood's golden age and Broadway's brilliance, she captivated audiences with her commanding presence in Shakespearean dramas and heartfelt performances in productions like The Barretts of Wimpole Street. Though she never sought the glare of the silver screen, Cornell became a symbol of theatrical grace, poised, refined, and unfailingly dignified in public. Yet behind that flawless image was a private world she guarded fiercely, a part of herself that remained hidden throughout her life. In an era when homosexuality was deeply taboo, Katharine Cornell maintained what appeared to be an ideal marriage to director Guthrie McClintock, who, according to many accounts, was also gay. Historians have often described their union as a lavender marriage, a discreet arrangement that protected their reputations within an unforgiving entertainment industry. Behind the curtain, rumors circulated that Cornell shared close, possibly romantic relationships with women, including actress Nancy Hamilton. Though she never spoke publicly about her private life, Cornell's story reflects a hidden truth about classic Hollywood and Broadway, where countless gifted artists were compelled to conceal their identities to safeguard both their careers and their peace of mind. Ramon Novarro, one of Hollywood's brightest stars of the silent era and early 1930 seconds, was best known for his unforgettable performance in Ben-Hur, 1925. On screen, he embodied strength, heroism, and classic masculinity, but behind the scenes, his life told a quieter, more vulnerable story. Novarro, a gay man, lived under the weight of societal and industry pressures that forced him to keep his true self hidden. While those closest to him were aware of his relationships with men, he remained cautious and reserved, fearing that honesty about his identity would cost him both his reputation and his career. The weight of secrecy and societal pressure forced Ramon Novarro to live much of his life in the shadows, enduring both emotional and physical suffering. His story ended tragically in 1968, leaving Hollywood and the world in shock. Today, Novarro is remembered not only as a legend of the silver screen, but also as a haunting symbol of the sacrifices that countless gay stars were forced to make trading truth for survival in an era when prejudice ruled the spotlight. Richard Chamberlain emerged as one of the most celebrated actors of the 1960 seconds and 1970 seconds, captivating audiences with his performances in the hit television series Dr. Kildare and sweeping romantic epics like The Thornbirds. With his striking good looks, refined charm, and soulful voice, he became the very image of on-screen masculinity and a heartthrob to millions of fans, especially women. Yet behind that polished persona, Chamberlain lived under the heavy shadow of Hollywood's and society's rigid homophobia. For decades, he concealed his true identity, revealing his sexuality only later in life, when the world had finally grown more open to hearing the truth. Richard Chamberlain's personal life was marked by quiet battles and immense resilience. For years, he carried the burden of maintaining Hollywood's image of the perfect leading man, constantly balancing his public persona with his private truth. When he finally came out as gay in the 2000s, it marked the beginning of a new chapter, one that broke barriers and inspired countless other artists to live authentically. Chamberlain became more than a gifted actor. He emerged as a symbol of courage and dignity, proving that honesty and self-acceptance are the truest forms of strength in an industry that once demanded silence. Tyrone Power was one of the brightest stars of Hollywood's golden age in the 1930 seconds and 1940 seconds, famed for his romantic, swashbuckling roles in classics like The Mark of Zorro 1940 and Blood and Sand 1941. With his striking good looks and effortless charm, Power became the embodiment of masculine allure and captured the hearts of millions of moviegoers. Yet behind the glow of the silver screen, his personal life was far more complex. Beneath the public image of Hollywood's leading man lay a truth he could never reveal: a struggle to conceal his homosexuality in an era when being open about it meant the end of a career. Tyrone Power lived in a time when coming out as gay could mean the end of a career and even social exile. To the public, he maintained the image of a glamorous leading man. Yet according to many friends and contemporaries, Power shared deep relationships with men that he was forced to keep hidden. The pressure to live in secrecy took a heavy emotional toll, leaving him caught between truth and survival. Still, his legacy endures. With his unforgettable performances and undeniable charm, Tyrone Power carved his name into film history and became a lasting symbol of the many silent gay stars who shone brightly yet lived in the shadows during Hollywood's golden age. Noel Coward stands as one of the most iconic figures in British theater and Hollywood's golden age, celebrated for his brilliance as a writer, actor, and composer, as well as for his unmatched wit and sophistication. He embodied a rare blend of intellect, charm, and effortless elegance that defined an entire era. Yet, behind the poise and polished humor, Coward carried a truth he could never publicly share. As a gay man living in a time when openness meant career ruin, he guarded his private life carefully, using his razor-sharp wit and disarming humor as both a shield and a form of quiet rebellion against a world steeped in prejudice. More than simply private, Noel Coward became a symbol of resilience and quiet confidence in the arts from the 1,920 seconds through the 1,960 seconds. He sustained long, meaningful relationships while continuing to thrive as a playwright, actor, director, and composer of remarkable influence. His graceful discretion and unwavering dedication to his craft made him a model for countless silent gay stars of Hollywood's golden age and beyond, artists who endured immense social pressure yet continued to create with passion, brilliance, and courage. Through his wit, discipline, and artistry, Coward proved that authenticity can shine even in the most constrained of times. Tallulah Bankhead was one of the most celebrated actresses of Hollywood's golden age, an unmistakable force on both stage and screen. Renowned for her bold spirit, sharp wit, and unapologetic charm, she lived life entirely on her own terms, defying the rigid social expectations of her time. With her smoky voice, magnetic presence, and fearless attitude, Bankhead stood out not only as a remarkable performer, but also as one of the first major stars to live openly and comfortably with her sexuality. An extraordinary act of courage in an era when being different could easily destroy a career. Tallulah Bankhead not only shared profound relationships with women, but also became a living symbol of freedom, courage, and authenticity in the entertainment world. She refused to bow to prejudice, choosing instead to live boldly and unapologetically true to herself. Despite facing criticism and immense pressure from both society and the film industry, Bankhead never compromised her identity. Her fearless spirit and unwavering honesty left an indelible mark on Hollywood history, an enduring example of resilience, individuality, and the strength to live one's truth. Tallulah Bankhead's life stands as a vivid testament to the struggles faced by gay stars during Hollywood's golden age and to the enduring power of personal freedom in a world both dazzling and deeply prejudiced. She was far more than a gifted actress. She was a beacon of courage and authenticity, a woman who refused to conform to anyone's expectations. Her fearless spirit continues to inspire generations of artists and dreamers to live boldly, love freely, and embrace the truth of who they are. Joan Crawford was one of the defining female stars of Hollywood's golden age, celebrated for her commanding performances and her striking, seductive presence on screen. In the spotlight, she embodied elegance, power, and resilience, becoming a symbol of feminine strength for generations. Yet behind the carefully crafted image lay a far more complex truth. Crawford was rumored to have shared romantic relationships with women, suggesting bisexual or homosexual leanings in an era when Hollywood was fiercely intolerant of such differences. Though she meticulously guarded her public persona, those within artistic circles and among her closest friends knew of the secret layers and emotional depth that shaped her private world. In the Hollywood landscape of the 1,930 seconds, through the 1,950 seconds, maintaining both her career and her privacy was a delicate balancing act for Joan Crawford. She had to uphold her on-screen image as the ultimate strong woman while keeping her private relationships hidden from public view, avoiding scandal and the risk of exile from an unforgiving industry. Crawford's story mirrors the immense pressure and sacrifice endured by countless gay and bisexual stars of Hollywood's golden age. Yet, despite the constraints of her time, she carved an extraordinary legacy in film history, a testament to her resilience, ambition, and unyielding determination to thrive in a world that demanded perfection but offered little acceptance. Katharine Hepburn remains one of Hollywood's most legendary stars, a woman who stood apart from her peers with her fierce independence, unconventional spirit, and unapologetic strength. She was admired not only for her extraordinary acting talent, but also for her resilience, intellect, and modern outlook on life, qualities rarely seen in female icons of the golden age. Yet behind the brilliance of her public image, Hepburn was said to have lived with a secret part of herself. Many accounts suggest that she may have been homosexual or bisexual, a truth she was forced to conceal in an era when both society and the film industry were still governed by rigid prejudice. Katharine Hepburn is believed to have shared deep and lasting relationships with several women, most notably journalist and actress Linda Lee Thomas. Though she never spoke publicly about these connections, those close to her and many within the entertainment world were well aware of the depth and freedom that defined her private life. Hepburn's quiet discretion not only safeguarded her extraordinary career, but also revealed her remarkable ability to balance public fame with private authenticity. In her silence, she managed to preserve both her legacy and her freedom on her own terms. In an era when Hollywood tightly controlled the image and behavior of its stars, Katharine Hepburn stood as a symbol of quiet courage among gay and bisexual artists. She reshaped how women were seen in the entertainment world, not as ornaments, but as independent, intelligent forces of their own making. Beyond her immense talent, Hepburn inspired generations of artists to live truthfully and fearlessly. Her life proved that it is not conformity but courage and authenticity that create true legends, those who rise above the social barriers and prejudices of their time. With his trademark red hair and dazzling smile, Van Johnson was MGM's golden boy of the 1,940 seconds and 50 seconds, the embodiment of wholesome masculinity and charm that wartime Hollywood so adored. He became the face of heroic soldiers and endearing romantics, beloved by audiences and carefully protected by the studio system. Yet behind that pristine image lay a hidden truth. Van Johnson was gay, a fact that both the studio and the era's rigid expectations sought desperately to conceal. According to accounts from friends and Hollywood insiders, MGM allegedly pressured Johnson into marrying actress Eve Abbott, formerly the wife of his close friend Keenan Wynn, in a calculated effort to silence rumors and preserve his carefully crafted persona. Their marriage lasted more than a decade but was said to be deeply unhappy. After their divorce, Eve Abbott openly declared Van was gay. Everyone knew it. Johnson never confirmed nor denied the claim, instead choosing to live quietly, far from scandal or public debate. His life, split between the image of Hollywood's ideal leading man and the private reality he could never fully express, stands as a poignant reflection of the unforgiving nature of the golden age for stars who didn't fit its mold. When Van Johnson passed away in 2008, he took with him an untold chapter of Hollywood history. To those who truly knew him, he remained a gentle, enduring symbol of the countless artists who sacrificed authenticity in exchange for survival beneath the shimmering lights of fame. Are you in a good place in life right now? Maybe that answer depends on when you ask. And if you were to ask me, are you happy? The answer might change too, and sometimes it's no. Since Luther Vandross first graced the world with his voice, he's come to embody a beautiful paradox. A man celebrated for singing about love with unmatched tenderness, yet someone who never quite found lasting love himself. In this video, we'll take a closer look at the life and journey of Luther Vandross, the soul of R&B music whose velvet voice touched millions, while quietly carrying a loneliness few ever saw. Together, we'll explore the rise to fame, the private battles, and the moments that stirred hearts around the world. This is the story of a man who shone under the brightest lights, yet often felt alone in the shadows, a powerful reminder of the complex dance between life, love, and art. If you can relate to the loneliness and heartbreak in Luther's story, drop a 1-inch the comments. If you see it differently, type a 0. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to support the channel. Now, let's dive into the life and legacy of Luther Vandross. His full name, as written on his birth certificate, was Luther Ronzoni Vandross Jr., born on the 20th of April 1951, in New York City. Luther grew up surrounded by music in the Alfred E. Smith Public Housing on Manhattan's Lower East Side. His mother, Mary Ida Vandross, worked tirelessly as a nurse, while his father, Luther Vandross Sr., made his living as an upholsterer but carried a deep passion for music. From a very young age, Luther's musical talent was undeniable. By the age of 3, he could already play the piano by ear, a gift that hinted at the brilliance to come. His childhood was filled with moments of joy, afternoons at the beach, dancing in the living room, and laughter filling the air. But that joy was cut short. In 1959, when Luther was only 8 years old, tragedy struck. The sudden loss of his father left a void that would stay with him for the rest of his life. After his father's passing, Luther turned to music as his safe haven, a way to ease the pain and rediscover joy in life. Years later, in a 2002 interview, he admitted, "The pain of losing my father is still with me. Every time I see a father and son together on TV or in a movie, I feel a deep emptiness for what I missed." Luther's family wasn't just filled with music, it was also fueled by ambition. His older sister, Patricia, once sang in a local doo-wop group called The Crests, made up of neighborhood boys. The group's talent soon drew attention, and they were invited to join a promising national tour. But when Patricia asked her mother, Mary Ida, for permission to go, the answer was no. That golden chance slipped away, but in its place came lasting lessons about patience, regret, and the enduring power of music. Those lessons would quietly shape the journey that Luther himself would one day take. A year later, the Crests released their first hit single, but Patricia stayed home, waiting patiently for another chance to shine. She and her sister Anne often took young Luther to the theater, where he was mesmerized by the brilliance of performers like Dionne Warwick and Aretha Franklin. Sitting in the audience, Luther felt something awaken deep within him. The way the artists commanded the stage, the way Diana Ross sparkled under the lights, and how Dionne Warwick poured raw emotion into every note at all, left an unforgettable mark on him. From that moment, Luther knew where his heart belonged. Dionne became his greatest inspiration, and her soulful voice and emotional honesty shaped the artist he would one day become. Luther didn't just admire those artists, he studied them with intention. He took careful notes, analyzing the performance styles of Dionne Warwick, Diana Ross, and Aretha Franklin. As he grew older, he would often say that these three women were the greatest influences on his musical journey. Each one, in her own unique way, taught him the power of emotion and the beauty of artistic expression. From these early lessons, Luther began to sharpen his musical instincts. While still in high school, he formed a vocal group called Shades of Jade, made up mostly of his classmates, including his close friend, Robin. Around the same time, he began performing on amateur nights at the Apollo Theater, where he first tested his voice under real stage lights. It was there, through every small triumph and setback, that Luther learned what it truly meant to be an artist. But when Luther turned 16, his heart faced a different kind of pain. He experienced his first love, but that love was not returned. In Craig Seymour's book, Luther, The Life and Legacy of Luther Vandross, Luther recalled, "The person basically said, 'Thanks, but I'm not interested.' The rejection left a quiet ache, a loneliness he would carry deep inside for years to come. Luther never revealed who that person was, but to ease the emptiness, he found comfort in food. As he once shared, 'The first thing I do when I'm feeling down or desperate, no matter what it is eat.' Yet despite the heartache, Luther never lost sight of his dream. He and his group, Shades of Jade, were soon chosen to join the Apollo youth group, known as Listen My Brother, a new beginning for a young man learning to turn pain into purpose. Among more than 10 singers in the group, Luther quickly stood out with his smooth, velvet-like voice. The group released 2 singles featuring his vocals and made a strong impression at the Harlem Cultural Festival in late August 1969. Their growing success even earned them a spot on the very first episode of a new children's public television show, Sesame Street, where life lessons were shared through colorful puppets and playful stories. By the age of 18, Luther was already tasting success and recognition. Yet behind the spotlight, he still hadn't found real love. In a 1990 interview, he reflected, "Maybe that's why. When everyone was out there searching for love, when romance was all around me, I missed it. I was distracted. My life just revolved around the headphones." During his time at William Howard Taft High School in the Bronx, Luther's passion for music only deepened. He even founded the very first Patti LaBelle fan club, proudly serving as its president and taking his duties to heart. After graduating, he enrolled briefly at Western Michigan University, but the call of music was too strong to ignore. Luther soon made a life-changing decision to leave school and dedicate himself entirely to his craft. It was a choice that would shape not only his career, but his destiny. Luther stayed close with his friends from the Listen My Brother group, continuing to build connections and search for new performance opportunities, all while working at a local store in the city. Then, a once-in-a-lifetime break came his way. Ken Harper, a former radio DJ, was producing an all-black adaptation of The Wizard of Oz for Broadway, tentatively titled The Wiz, and he needed original songs. Luther submitted several of his own compositions, and one of them, his uplifting, high-spirited number, Everybody Rejoice, A Brand New Day, was chosen and performed on Broadway. Around the same time, Luther began collaborating with David Bowie, an experience that opened a brand new chapter in his life. It was the first time he had ever left New York, and though he was still living with his mother, the chance to work in a professional studio alongside Bowie gave him invaluable experience and a glimpse into the global music world that awaited him. The opportunity came through Luther's close friend Robin, whose husband was a guitarist working with David Bowie. One day, she invited Luther to visit the studio and listen to some tracks in progress. When Luther heard the demo of Young Americans, he offered a few ideas for the melody and arrangement. Bowie was immediately struck by Luther's ear for music, his natural gift for harmonies and structure, and soon hired him not only to sing background vocals, but also to help write and arrange songs for the album. It was a turning point in Luther's career. Before that collaboration, Luther had written a song titled Funky Music, which Bowie later reshaped into the melody of Fascination, one of the standout tracks on Young Americans. Luther joined Bowie on tour as a background vocalist, and later even served as the opening act during Bowie's 1974 tour. Then, in early 1975, Luther's creative world reached new heights. On the 5th of January 1975, The Wiz premiered on Broadway, and just 2 months later, Young Americans was officially released, becoming Bowie's best-selling album in the United States. After leaving David Bowie's tour, Luther embraced a new opportunity to collaborate with Bette Midler on her upcoming live show. During the performances, Luther provided background vocals, but the audience rarely saw him. Bette's backup singers were typically well-known, glamorous women, and Luther's presence stood out in contrast. Often, he was placed behind a curtain, singing from the shadows while blending harmoniously with the other 3 vocalists. Still, deep down, Luther longed for more. He didn't just want people to hear his voice, he wanted them to see him, to recognize him. Yet, shy and uncertain about stepping out as a solo artist, he chose a middle path. He formed a new group simply called Luther, alongside former Shades of Jade members Anthony Hinton and Diane Sumler, joined by Teresa V. Reed and Christine Wiltshire. Together, they released several singles that gained modest attention, but none managed to break into the charts. During this period, Luther also began writing music for commercials to earn extra income, while continuing to provide background vocals for top artists such as Chaka Khan, Roberta Flack, and even Diana Ross, whom he deeply admired and affectionately called the Queen of Pop. These experiences not only allowed Luther to sharpen his musical instincts and expand his professional circle, but also taught him a lasting truth, that patience, quiet dedication, and consistent effort build the foundation for success when the right moment finally arrives. By the mid-1970s, Luther's talent had made him one of the most sought-after background vocalists in the industry, earning him over $600,000 a year through performances and studio work. But by 1980, his group Luther disbanded. Still, his growing reputation soon attracted the attention of Jacques-Fred Petrus, an Italian-born French producer and entrepreneur. Petrus had just formed a pop dance group called Change and invited Luther to join as the lead vocalist. Together, they released 2 singles, Searching and The Glow of Love, both of which climbed to the top of the U.S. dance charts, signaling that Luther Vandross was ready to step out of the background and into the spotlight. Although Luther was set to perform on Change's second project, he ultimately walked away when Jacques-Fred Petrus failed to pay him fairly. Still, fortune hadn't abandoned him. That same year, Luther signed a solo contract with Epic Records, a decision that marked a defining turning point in his life and career. His solo journey, however, was far from easy. When his debut album was released, it might have seemed like an overnight success to some, but for Luther, it was the product of years of quiet dedication and relentless work. Before stepping into the spotlight, he had spent countless hours behind the scenes as a background vocalist for music legends like Chaka Khan, Roberta Flack, David Bowie, and Carly Simon, refining his craft one performance at a time. Each experience became a stepping stone leading him toward his moment of truth, the start of a legacy that would soon reshape R&B. Luther's solo career truly took flight in 1981 with the release of his debut album, Never Too Much. The title track, written and performed by Luther himself, instantly became a hit, soaring to #1 on the R&B charts and firmly establishing him as a powerful new voice in the music industry. But the success of Never Too Much wasn't just about one song. It became a symbol of perseverance and passion, a living proof that years of quiet dedication can lift an artist from the shadows straight into the spotlight. Tracks like Don't You Know That and A House Is Not a Home revealed Luther's extraordinary gift, his ability to pour deep emotion into every lyric and every note. Throughout the 1,980 seconds, Luther's star only rose higher. He delivered a series of platinum-selling albums, each one a reflection of his unmatched artistry and soulful touch. His second release, Forever, For Always, For Love 1982, produced more timeless hits such as Bad Boy Having a Party and Since I Lost My Baby, further solidifying his place as one of the defining voices of R&B. By 1982, Luther Vandross had become a household name. That year, he earned his first Grammy nomination, though the award ultimately went to James Ingram. Around the same time, Luther had the chance to collaborate with one of his lifelong idols, Aretha Franklin, when he produced her album Jump to It. The title track became Aretha's first top 40 pop hit in 6 years, and the album went gold, showcasing Luther's remarkable ability to merge artistry with instinctive musical vision. But the honeymoon phase of their collaboration didn't last. During the recording of Aretha's next album in 1983, Luther offered vocal notes and musical suggestions that didn't sit well with her at a difficult moment, especially considering how deeply he admired her. Their creative differences soon turned into tension, leading Aretha to leave the New York recording session and return to Detroit. For a time, the two didn't speak. Even when Clive Davis called Luther to check on the project's progress, he remained silent. It wasn't until Cissy Houston, Whitney Houston's mother and a respected singer herself, stepped in that the two were able to reconnect, setting aside the misunderstanding that had briefly come between two of soul music's greatest voices. Eventually, Luther Vandross and Aretha Franklin returned to the studio to finish Get It Right in 1983, a successful album that once again highlighted Aretha's incredible vocal power and Luther's refined production touch. That same year, Luther released his own album, Busy Body, featuring the soulful hit Superstar. The record also included How Many Times Can We Say Goodbye, a heartfelt duet with Dionne Warwick, Luther's greatest musical inspiration, and, for him, a dream come true. As for what first inspired Luther to pursue music, he once shared a vivid childhood memory. Sitting in a theater, he watched a woman in a red dress step into the spotlight and perform "Don't Make Me Over" and "Walk On By." In that moment, he felt something awaken inside him, an unshakable desire to move people the way she moved him. That singer was none other than Dionne Warwick. From that day forward, she became both his muse and his dear friend, a connection that would last a lifetime. In 1985, while watching the television show Star Search, Luther came across a 14-year-old boy whose smooth, velvety voice reminded him of his own. The young singer was Jimmy Salvini from Long Island, managed by his brother Larry. Luther was immediately impressed. Believing the boy had real potential, he reached out, invited Jimmy to Los Angeles, and helped him secure a $250,000 contract with Elektra Records, even producing his debut album himself. Through it all, Luther remained grounded and humble. No matter what people said or speculated about his appearance, he stayed focused on what truly mattered: the music. When asked about it in interviews, he would simply smile and remind everyone that the heart of his artistry was honesty, emotion, and the power of a song to connect with people. Luther Vandross was a world-renowned artist with a dazzling career. Yet behind the spotlight, he faced personal challenges that few ever saw. One of the most significant turning points in his life came in 1985, when he made the decision to lose weight and focus on improving his health. In a relatively short time, Luther lost around 57 kilograms, a transformation that reflected not vanity, but self-care, a sincere effort to love and take better care of himself. However, that same period brought unexpected hardship. A British magazine published a false report, claiming that Luther was seriously ill. The story was untrue, and Luther publicly denied it, speaking to several media outlets to set the record straight. Still, the rumors caused him great emotional pain and led to widespread speculation about his private life. Despite it all, Luther chose to keep his dignity and focus on what had always grounded him: the music that spoke from his heart. Luther Vandross was known for keeping his private life closely guarded. He never spoke publicly about his romantic relationships or the gender of his partner, despite ongoing speculation. Instead, he allowed his music to speak for him. His songs carried the emotions, tenderness, and longing that he preferred not to share in words. Through his melodies and lyrics, Luther quietly revealed the depth of his heart. While working on Jimmy Salvini's album in Los Angeles, Luther became close with the Salvi brothers, spending time with them outside the studio and exploring the city together. They collaborated with well-known artists such as Irene Cara and Cheryl Lynn, creating what seemed like the beginning of an exciting new chapter. But tragedy struck unexpectedly. One day, while driving with Jimmy and Larry along Laurel Canyon Boulevard, they were involved in a serious accident, suddenly halting what had appeared to be a bright and promising journey ahead. Despite the pain, Luther chose to keep moving forward, channeling his sorrow into creativity. In 1986, he released the album Give Me the Reason, marking a triumphant return to the top of the R&B charts. The record featured unforgettable hits like Stop to Lovin' So Amazing, both of which became cornerstones of his career. With his music videos airing regularly on MTV, Luther reached an even wider global audience, solidifying his place as one of the defining voices of his generation. Luther also carried his signature wit wherever he went. While watching Whitney Houston, then a rising superstar, he once joked to a friend, "That's the body I want to have." When his friend asked why, Luther smiled and said, "Look at her, she's perfect." The friend laughed and replied, "Yeah, but Luther, she doesn't sing as well as you." It was a moment that perfectly captured who Luther was: warm, funny, and humble, yet quietly confident in the gift that set him apart. Despite his thriving career, Luther continued to carry private pain. In 1987, he suffered a heartbreaking loss when his close friend and drummer, Yogi Horton, passed away. The tragedy left Luther deeply shaken. In the months that followed, he gained over 50 kilograms, struggling to cope with the emotional weight of grief. The contrast between his radiant image in music videos and his real-life appearance surprised many, but through it all, one thing never changed: his voice. It remained as soulful and commanding as ever, warm, rich, and overflowing with emotion. Within the industry, many referred to Luther as a diva, not just for his extraordinary vocal power, but for his perfectionism and attention to detail, traits that sometimes made him seem demanding, Yet beneath that reputation was an artist of immense sincerity and passion, someone who approached every note and lyric with genuine devotion. Luther might have had creative clashes now and then, but no one ever doubted his dedication or the love he poured into his music. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and eye-opening topic: famous Black actors who are proudly part of the LGBTQ+ community, and you might not have known it. They're some of the most talented and recognizable stars in Hollywood, yet their personal journeys often stay behind the spotlight. Let's take a closer look at their stories and see which ones might surprise you. Are there any LGBTQ+ people around you? If yes, drop a 1. If not, comment a 0. Your responses help us learn more about the amazing community following this channel. Enjoy the video, and don't forget to subscribe so we can keep bringing you more exciting content. Wanda Sykes, born on the 7th of March 1964 in Portsmouth, Virginia, is a comedian, actress, and writer celebrated for her sharp wit and fearless humor. She first gained national attention on The Chris Rock Show, earning an Emmy Award in 1999. Over the years, she's appeared in hit series like Curb Your Enthusiasm, Blackish, and The Upshaws. In 2008, Sykes publicly came out as gay during a same-sex marriage rally, not long after marrying her French partner, Alex Niedbalski. That same year, the couple welcomed twins, Olivia and Lucas, a milestone that marked a beautiful new chapter in her life. Wanda Sykes' decision to come out was both deeply personal and powerfully political. She soon became a vocal critic of California's Proposition 8 and often weaves themes of gender equality, racial justice, and LGBTQ+ rights into her comedy. Her bold honesty has inspired many queer artists to embrace their truth, and she continues to be a passionate advocate for equal representation in the entertainment industry. Have you ever been surprised to learn that a famous person is part of the LGBTQ+ community? If yes, drop a 2 inches the comments, and if you think it's totally normal and not surprising at all, leave a 5. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this video. Now, in her 60 seconds, Wanda Sykes remains a vibrant force in the entertainment world, continuing to tour nationwide and captivate audiences. She uses her platform to challenge stereotypes surrounding gender, race, and sexual orientation, blending humor with powerful social insight. Her comedy doesn't just entertain, it enlightens, carrying messages that spark reflection and change. With her sharp intelligence and fearless authenticity, Sykes has secured an enduring place in popular culture, standing as a living testament to the strength of honesty and individuality. Marsai Martin, born on the 14th of August 2004 in Plano, Texas, is one of Hollywood's brightest young stars. She gained widespread recognition for her standout role as Diane Johnson on ABC's hit series Blackish, where her wit and comedic timing shone through even at just 9 years old. In 2019, she made history as the youngest executive producer in Hollywood with the film Little, in which she also starred alongside Regina Hall and Issa Rae. That milestone cemented her status as a trailblazer and role model for a new generation of young Black creatives. Beyond acting, Marsai is a visionary storyteller driven by passion, creativity, and purpose. Despite her young age, Marsai Martin has already built a career that many seasoned artists would envy. She's earned multiple NAACP Image Awards and was featured on Time Magazine's 2019100 Next list for her groundbreaking achievements. As the founder of Genius Productions, Marsai continues to create projects that celebrate and uplift the voices of young Black girls. Her storytelling is vibrant, empowering, and deeply authentic, capturing the spirit of a new generation. With her vision and determination, she's become a powerful voice shaping the future of the entertainment industry. However, fame often comes with its own challenges. In recent years, Marsai has faced unverified online speculation about her personal life, particularly her sexual orientation. While she has never addressed these rumors, public curiosity has continued to grow. Instead of engaging or responding, Marsai has chosen to stay silent, directing her energy toward her craft and the positive values that define her work. Her composure and focus amid the noise reflect a level of maturity far beyond her years. Marsai Martin doesn't shy away from social issues, she embraces them, using her platform to champion diversity and advocate for LGBTQ+ inclusion. She's emerged as a true Gen Z role model, ambitious, authentic, and unapologetically herself. Rather than letting stereotypes or rumors define her, Monáe continues to carve her own path as both an artist and a producer, showing that real representation goes beyond appearing on screen. It's about shaping the stories that get told behind the camera. She's not just a rising star, she's a cultural architect, redefining the future of entertainment. Brandon Kyle Goodman is an actor, writer, and activist who embodies a bold and authentic representation of today's queer Black community. Raised in Queens, New York, in a traditional and religious household, they experienced early challenges around identity and acceptance. Courageously coming out as gay and later identifying as non-binary, Goodman has become a leading voice in conversations about equality and social justice. They're best known for voicing Walter the Hormone Monster in Netflix's acclaimed animated series Big Mouth. Beyond acting, Goodman is also a talented writer, helping bring greater diversity, depth, and humanity to LGBTQ+ storytelling on screen. In 2022, Brandon Kyle Goodman published their memoir You Gotta Be You, an inspiring reflection on their path from shame and rejection to self-acceptance and love. The book was widely praised for its honesty, humor, and heartfelt storytelling. On social media, Goodman uses their platform to speak candidly about race, gender identity, and the complex intersections between them in modern America. Their heartfelt videos and posts, viewed by millions, resonate deeply with those seeking visibility and understanding. Through their words, Goodman channels not just righteous passion, but also compassion, vulnerability, and profound empathy. In addition to Big Mouth, Brandon Kyle Goodman has contributed to projects like Modern Love and Human Resources, consistently challenging stereotypes and reshaping narratives within television. As a Black, non-binary creator, they're expanding space for voices too often overlooked in mainstream media. Beyond the screen, Goodman frequently speaks at universities and organizations, encouraging audiences to question social norms and embrace their full, authentic selves. Their commitment to living openly and truthfully is, in itself, a powerful act of resistance, one that inspires not only the LGBTQ+ community, but anyone striving for self-acceptance. Through both art and activism, Goodman embodies purpose, courage, and unwavering authenticity. Brandon Kyle Goodman is far more than an actor or writer. They are a living movement, a beacon of authenticity and inner strength. Through vulnerability, they reveal true courage. Through storytelling, they offer healing and connection. Their journey stands as powerful proof that real freedom begins with one simple act: embracing yourself completely, boldly, and without apology. Tyrese Gibson, born on the 30th of December 1978 in Watts, California, rose from modest beginnings to become one of Hollywood's most dynamic, multi-hyphenate talents. He first caught the public's eye in a 1994 Coca-Cola commercial before launching a successful music career. His self-titled debut album went platinum, featuring hits like Sweet Lady and Lately, which solidified his status as an R&B powerhouse in the early 2000s. Never one to limit himself, Tyrese expanded into acting, earning major roles in the Fast and Furious and Transformers franchises. With his undeniable charisma and commanding presence, he quickly became a standout force in both music and film. Off-stage, Tyrese Gibson has often shown a depth of emotion and openness that some have found unconventional. Over the years, speculation about his sexuality has surfaced, largely driven by his emotional social media posts and public vulnerability. Critics have labeled him too sensitive to fit the stereotypical mold of masculinity often imposed on Black men. Tyrese has consistently dismissed these rumors, voicing his frustration with how society misinterprets emotional expression. He's been clear that empathy, sensitivity, and honesty about one's feelings are not signs of weakness. They're essential parts of what it means to be human. Rather than reacting defensively, Tyrese chose authenticity and openness when facing public scrutiny. He's spoken candidly about his experiences with depression, the pain of his divorce, and the deep importance he places on being a devoted father. In 2021, he emerged as a passionate advocate for mental health within the Black community, using his platform to challenge stigma and spark dialogue. Tyrese often addresses topics like toxic masculinity and emotional healing, urging men, especially those taught to suppress their feelings, to embrace vulnerability as a path to true strength and growth. Beyond his success in music and film, Tyrese Gibson is also an accomplished author, having written How to Get Out of Your Own Way and Monology. In these books, he shares candid reflections on love, success, vulnerability, and what it means to grow into a balanced, self-aware man. Despite life's highs and lows, Tyrese has remained a steadfast figure in the entertainment world, continually evolving his craft and personal brand. He embodies a powerful and nuanced form of masculinity, one that embraces both strength and sensitivity. In a society that often discourages emotional expression in Black men, Tyrese stands tall as a voice for honesty, healing, and unapologetic selfhood. Donnie McClurkin, born on the 9th of November 1959 in Copiague, New York, is a Grammy Award-winning gospel singer, pastor, and one of the most influential figures in contemporary Christian music. Known for powerful songs like Stand and We Fall Down, he has touched millions with his soulful voice and deep faith. With over 10 million albums sold, McClurkin holds a respected place in both the music industry and the global Christian community. However, his personal life has also drawn public attention, particularly discussions surrounding his sexuality, a subject that has long been intertwined with his public identity and spiritual journey. McClurkin has spoken openly about experiencing sexual abuse in his childhood, which he says led to deep confusion about his identity and relationships later in life. In interviews, he has acknowledged having same-sex relationships in the past, but has described finding personal healing and direction through his faith. These comments have sparked strong reactions, particularly from members of the LGBTQ+ community and progressive faith leaders, as they intersect with broader debates around religion, identity, and self-acceptance. Despite the controversy, McClurkin has remained steadfast in his beliefs and continues to serve through his music and ministry, using his life story to express his spiritual convictions and message of redemption. Despite ongoing criticism, Donnie McClurkin has remained firm in his personal convictions and continues to devote himself to ministry. He identifies as heterosexual and is currently single, yet has spoken candidly about the pain of never marrying or starting a family. In a 2021 interview, he reflected that he would likely die alone, a statement that deeply moved many listeners. To some, his story represents a poignant example of personal sacrifice in the name of faith. To others, it highlights the enduring influence of social and religious pressures. Controversial yet undeniably impactful, Donnie McClurkin stands as a complex symbol at the crossroads of trauma, belief, and identity within the Black community and modern spirituality. Jamie Foxx, born Eric Marlon Bishop on the 13th of December 1967 in Terrell, Texas, is one of the most versatile and celebrated talents in modern entertainment. Starting out as a stand-up comedian, he quickly expanded into music, acting, and producing, excelling in every arena he touched. His portrayal of Ray Charles in Ray earned him an Academy Award, while his music career brought him a Grammy, cementing his reputation as a true multi-hyphenate artist. From Django Unchained and Collateral to Just Mercy, Foxx has proven his mastery across genres, seamlessly shifting between action, drama, and comedy. He stands as a living testament to charisma, range, and artistic brilliance. Despite his high profile, Jamie Foxx is famously private about his personal life, a choice that has fueled speculation for more than 2 decades. Rumors about his sexuality resurfaced in 2024 after Suge Knight suggested a romantic link between Foxx and actor Tyrone Turner. Both men have firmly denied the claim, clarifying that their bond is built on friendship and artistic collaboration. When asked about such topics, Foxx usually responds with humor or maintains silence, clearly signaling his decision to protect his privacy and keep the focus on his work. Jamie Foxx has been linked to several high-profile figures, including Katie Holmes, though he rarely confirms any of these relationships publicly. His discretion underscores the often unseen pressure placed on prominent Black men to disclose details about their emotions, relationships, and sexuality. While some celebrities choose openness to quiet speculation, Foxx has instead opted for silence, a deliberate act of control over his own narrative. This choice reinforces his stance on privacy and adds to his enigmatic appeal, painting a portrait of a man who is at once relatable and intriguingly elusive. Rather than engaging in controversy, Jamie Foxx has chosen to channel his energy into his craft and his commitment to social causes. He's been an outspoken advocate for education reform, criminal justice, and community empowerment, consistently using his platform to inspire positive change. In 2023, a serious health scare prompted him to step back from the spotlight, sparking both concern and admiration among fans worldwide. Even in relative quiet, his presence has remained deeply influential, carried by his artistry, resilience, and integrity. In a culture eager to label and categorize, Jamie Foxx continues to defy definition, multifaceted, authentic, and entirely his own. Jaboukie Young White, born on the 24th of July 1994 in Chicago, Illinois, is a comedian, writer, and actor celebrated for his razor-sharp wit and fearless approach to identity and politics. As a proud voice for both the Black and queer communities, he masterfully blends absurd humor with piercing honesty, offering fresh and insightful takes on race, sexuality, and internet culture. Jaboukie first gained widespread attention on Twitter through his clever, viral commentary, which led to writing roles on acclaimed shows like Big Mouth and American Vandal, solidifying his reputation as one of comedy's most original young voices. Jaboukie's career skyrocketed in 2018 when he joined The Daily Show as a correspondent, making history as one of the first openly gay Black men in that role on national television. His sharp, fearless segments combined biting satire with meaningful social commentary, addressing topics like police brutality, queer identity, and cultural hypocrisy with both humor and heart. Expanding his reach beyond comedy, Jaboukie also made a mark in animation by voicing Disney's first openly gay teenage protagonist in Strange World 2022, a groundbreaking moment for LGBTQ+ representation in mainstream family entertainment. Off-screen, Jaboukie has cultivated a strong following for his unapologetic honesty about navigating life as a Black queer man in a world still marked by bias. Rather than softening his voice to fit mainstream comfort, he embraces discomfort as a tool challenging audiences to face the complexities of identity and intersectionality head-on. In just a few short years, Jaboukie Young White has evolved into one of the defining voices of his generation, reshaping not only the landscape of comedy but also the way humor can confront truth and drive cultural understanding. Nathan Lee Graham, born on the 9th of September 1968, in St. Louis, Missouri, is a gifted Broadway actor, singer, and performer celebrated for his charisma and the seamless way he blends comedy with social consciousness. A graduate of Webster University with a degree in theater and music, he quickly captured audiences with his powerful voice, commanding presence, and sharp comedic timing. While many recognize him from his standout roles in Zoolander 2001 and Sweet Home Alabama 2002, it's on the musical stage where Graham's immense talent and magnetic energy truly shine. In addition to his work as an artist, Graham was a mentor and activist, participating in a variety of artistic initiatives and speaking out about social justice. His dignified yet bold personality was a great inspiration to young queer artists finding their place in the entertainment industry. Nathan Lee Graham's legacy is a combination of talent, authenticity, and resilience that helped redefine queer Black identity in modern art. Nathan Lee Graham has starred in acclaimed stage productions such as The Wild Party and Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, earning praise for his dynamic performances and show-stopping presence. He also received a Grammy Award for his work in The Producers, further cementing his status as a powerhouse talent. As an openly gay Black man, Graham has long used his platform to champion visibility and inclusion, speaking passionately about the intersections of race, gender, and sexuality in entertainment. Through his art and advocacy, he continues to challenge limiting stereotypes and uplift the voices of marginalized LGBTQ+ artists, proving that authenticity and excellence can and should coexist on every stage. Kevin Aviance, born in 1968 inches Richmond, Virginia, is a trailblazing drag artist, musician, and performer who has left an indelible mark on New York City's vibrant nightlife and dance culture. As a leading member of the iconic House of Aviance, he rose to fame through his fearless performances that blurred the lines between gender, art, and identity. His electrifying shows at legendary clubs like Sound Factory and Limelight fused fashion, performance art, and social commentary into unforgettable spectacles. With his commanding presence, avant-garde style, and unapologetic expression of gay identity, Kevin Aviance stands as a symbol of liberation and boundless creativity, a true beacon for all who dare to live authentically. Kevin Aviance is more than a performance icon, he's a transformative force in music. With hits like Cunty and Din Da Da, he carved out a sound that is bold, unapologetic, and deeply self-affirming. His music pulses with sensuality and defiance, becoming an anthem of freedom for the LGBTQ+ community. Through his art, Kevin turns rhythm and performance into acts of resistance, using the dance floor as both a stage and a statement. His songs aren't just for entertainment, they're a revolution in motion, a powerful declaration that his identity is real, his pride unshakable, and his voice impossible to silence. Kevin Aviance's journey has not been without hardship, most notably a brutal hate attack in 2006 that left him hospitalized. But rather than retreat, he transformed his pain into power, returning to the stage stronger and more radiant than ever. His resilience has made him a powerful symbol of courage, especially in drawing attention to violence against people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, and gender non-conforming communities. Through his art, Kevin demonstrates that creativity can be both healing and revolutionary. He hasn't just survived, he's thrived, living louder, brighter, and bolder, turning every scar into a statement of strength and unbreakable spirit. Kevin Aviance's influence reaches far beyond the dance floor, reverberates throughout pop culture, and inspires a new generation of artists. His bold spirit and groundbreaking artistry have influenced characters on RuPaul's Drag Race and Pose, and in a powerful nod to his legacy, Beyoncé honored him with a vocal sample on her album Renaissance. It's a fitting tribute to an artist who has spent his life redefining freedom, beauty, and art. Kevin Aviance is more than a drag icon. He is the embodiment of personal revolution, a testament to living boldly and unapologetically in a world that often resists difference. His story stands as living proof that authenticity doesn't just inspire, it transforms culture itself. Jeffrey Bowyer Chapman, born on the 21st of October 1984 in Edmonton, Alberta, is an actor and television personality who has dedicated his career to amplifying the voices and experiences of gay, Black individuals in entertainment. Adopted by a white family and raised in a small town, he confronted issues of race, identity, and belonging from an early age, challenges that later shaped his mission to champion diversity and authenticity on screen. He rose to prominence as Jay in the acclaimed series Unreal 2015-2018, portraying a gay reality TV producer with a level of honesty and nuance rarely seen in media. The role not only broke stereotypes, but also reflected Bowyer Chapman's own journey of resilience, representation, and self-acceptance. In 2020, Jeffrey Bowyer Chapman gained international recognition as a judge on Canada's Drag Race, becoming one of the few openly gay Black figures in such a prominent television role. Yet instead of universal praise, he faced a torrent of online backlash steeped in racism and homophobia. The experience ultimately led to his departure from the show, but it also marked a pivotal shift in his life and career. In the aftermath, Bowyer Chapman became an outspoken advocate for mental health, emotional vulnerability, and the creation of safer, more inclusive spaces in entertainment. His openness and resilience transformed personal pain into purpose, inspiring countless others who have felt unseen or silenced to stand tall in their truth. Beyond his acting career, Jeffrey Bowyer Chapman has become a passionate advocate for LGBTQ+ visibility, racial equity, and mental health awareness. He often speaks candidly about his own experiences with therapy and self-healing, encouraging others to embrace their full humanity in a world that too often demands simplicity over complexity. As a Black gay man, he remains committed to telling authentic stories that uplift his community and affirm self-worth. His evolution from feeling isolated to becoming an influential cultural voice is a powerful reminder of what authenticity and perseverance can achieve. Bowyer Chapman is not just an artist, he's a force for inclusion, courage, and transformative representation. Jeremy Pope, born on the 9th of July 1992 in Orlando, Florida, has swiftly emerged as one of the most dynamic and influential young talents in entertainment today. With his exceptional skills in both singing and acting, he made history in 2019 by becoming only the sixth person ever to earn 2 Tony Award nominations in the same year for his starring performances in Choir Boy and Ain't Too Proud: The Life and Times of the Temptations. This rare achievement highlighted not only his incredible artistic range but also his magnetic stage presence. Beyond Broadway, Pope has continued to shine in television and film, consistently bringing authenticity, depth, and representation to every role he takes on. Jeremy Pope reached a new career milestone with his breakout role as Archie Coleman in Netflix's Hollywood 2020, portraying an openly gay black screenwriter navigating the racism and homophobia of 1942nd's Tinseltown. The performance earned him a Golden Globe nomination and introduced him to audiences worldwide as an artist unafraid to tell bold, underrepresented stories. Through Archie, Pope delivered profound emotional nuance, offering a deeply human portrayal of the black gay experience in an era of systemic exclusion. More than just a role, it was a declaration, a testament to how art can confront prejudice, amplify truth, and reshape the cultural narrative. As an openly gay man, Jeremy Pope speaks his truth with clarity and courage, challenging the entertainment industry to evolve alongside him. He refuses to take on roles that reduce identity to stereotypes or spectacle, instead seeking characters that embody depth, nuance, and humanity. Pope often addresses the weight of traditional expectations around masculinity and the urgent need for more Black LGBTQ+ stories told with compassion, joy, and authenticity, not just struggle. Through thoughtful choices and a commitment to integrity, he's redefining what success looks like in Hollywood, not merely fame, but purpose. Jeremy Pope doesn't conform to a mold, he builds his own, one powerful performance at a time. In addition to his acting career, Jeremy Pope is also a gifted musician whose sound blends soul, gospel, and R&B into deeply expressive storytelling. His music, much like his performances, radiates honesty, vulnerability, and heart. Whether he's commanding a Broadway stage, performing on screen, or singing behind a microphone, Pope's purpose remains consistent to celebrate identity, foster healing, and prove that queer black artists can thrive without compromising their authenticity. He represents a new generation of creators who aren't waiting for the industry to make room for them. They're building their own spaces and opening doors for others to follow. As his career continues to flourish, Jeremy Pope stands not only as an extraordinary talent, but as a symbol of lasting, transformative change in both art and culture. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're diving into the powerful and fearless journeys of celebrity kids who refuse to hide who they are. Growing up under the spotlight can be intense, but instead of shrinking back, these young stars stepped forward and owned their truth. Their confidence, their pride, and their authenticity are shaking up the industry and inspiring people everywhere. Get ready, these stories are bold, uplifting, and absolutely unforgettable. Do you know someone who identifies as part of the LGBTQ+ community? If yes, drop a 1-inch the comments, and if you're not sure or the answer is no, just type 0. It's a fun and simple way for us to connect, start conversations, and show that everyone belongs here. No matter what number you choose, your voice matters, and your presence helps make this space more open and supportive. So sit back, enjoy the video, and let these incredible stories inspire you. And if you love content that celebrates courage and authenticity, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We've got so much more coming your way. Laverne Cox is not just a talented actress, she's a pioneer in expanding the visibility of transgender people in entertainment. She became widely known for her role as Sophia Bursette on the series Orange is the New Black, bringing a deeply human and authentic depiction of the transgender experience. For this role, Laverne became the first openly transgender person ever nominated for a Primetime Emmy Award in an acting category. This recognition wasn't just a win for her, it was a powerful milestone for the LGBTQ+ community. Beyond acting, Laverne uses her platform as a strong advocate for transgender rights, especially focusing on transgender women of color and the unique challenges they face. What truly sets Laverne apart is her openness about both her challenges and her victories. She has become a source of strength and hope for people who may feel alone or misunderstood. Laverne's journey proves that embracing your true self can spark powerful change both personally and in the world around you. She represents resilience, empowerment, and progress. Her impact goes far beyond awards, making her an inspiring icon for anyone striving to live authentically. Recognizing the power of visibility and storytelling, Laverne Cox produced the documentary Laverne Cox Presents The T Word, which follows the lives of 7 transgender youths and highlights the real challenges they face in society. Beyond her creative work, Laverne is a passionate speaker, delivering messages of empathy and education at universities, conferences, and major events. She invites people to listen and understand the experiences of others in order to reshape how we view gender identity. Through all this, she encourages greater compassion and understanding within the community. Laverne Cox's work keeps tearing down barriers and pushing for a world where everyone, no matter their gender identity, can live with dignity and pride. She's shown that real change starts when you have the courage to be yourself. Her voice and presence have not only helped raise awareness but have inspired millions across the globe. Laverne motivates people to stand up for equality and acceptance. She is living proof of how authenticity and perseverance can help build a better world. Jane Lynch, the talented actress widely recognized for her role as Sue Sylvester on Glee, has long been a strong supporter of the LGBTQ+ community. As a gay woman herself, she has consistently used her platform to stand up for LGBTQ+ rights and representation. Her career in entertainment has become a meaningful symbol for many, proving that being true to who you are is something to be celebrated even in a world that doesn't always make it easy for people who are different. What makes Jane Lynch even more inspiring is the pride she has in her LGBTQ+ family members. She has openly shared how proud she is of her loved ones for embracing who they are. In her family, being open and honest about yourself is deeply valued, with love and acceptance always at the center. Cynthia Nixon, best known for playing Miranda Hobbs on Sex and the City, is a powerful voice in the LGBTQ+ community. She has long fought for equality and inclusion, and her life reflects that passion. Cynthia is married to education activist Christine Marinoni, and together they have a son named Max. Cynthia also has 2 older children from a previous relationship, and her family's journey shows a commitment to love, openness, and living authentically. Cynthia has been open about her experience as the mother of a transgender child, expressing how proud she is of Seth for having the courage to live as his true self. She actively supports transgender rights and works to increase visibility and understanding. Her honesty and dedication to Seth's well-being make her a role model for parents and for the LGBTQ+ community. She continues to remind everyone that love, respect, and acceptance are essential in helping people feel confident and comfortable in who they are. Hunter Schafer has quickly emerged as one of the brightest stars of her generation. She's best known for her role as Jules Vaughn on HBO's hit series Euphoria, where she brings to life a deeply introspective and authentic transgender teenager. Before acting, Hunter made her mark in the fashion world, walking the runways for Dior, Miu Miu, and Marc Jacobs. Her unique style and versatility have made her a standout in both art and entertainment. Hunter has shown that she's not only a fashion icon, but also a powerful, thoughtful artist. Beyond her artistic work, Hunter Schafer is a passionate activist. At a young age, she spoke out against anti-transgender legislation in North Carolina, and since then, she has continued using her voice and platform to raise awareness and fight for LGBTQ+ equality. Hunter works tirelessly to help build a more just and inclusive world, and her dedication to advocacy has made her an inspiring role model for young people everywhere. Playing Jules in Euphoria was a major milestone for transgender representation on television. Hunter Schafer not only delivered an outstanding performance, but she also helped shape the character's story to ensure it was authentic and truthful. Critics and fans praised her work for its emotional honesty and depth. Hunter made an impact not just as an actress, but as an active collaborator in the creative process, bringing a story to life that was both compelling and socially meaningful. Hunter Schafer represents a new generation of transgender artists who are celebrated not just for their identity, but for their talent and dedication. She shows that staying true to yourself is a powerful source of strength, inspiring LGBTQ+ youth around the world. Hunter's journey highlights the impact of creativity and perseverance, and through her art and activism, she is helping to build a more open and understanding society. She is not just a rising star, she is a symbol of positive change. Janelle Monáe is a multi-talented artist known for her incredible music, standout acting, and unwavering support for LGBTQ+ rights. As an openly bisexual icon, she has been honest about her attraction to both men and women. For years, Janelle has used her voice to advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, becoming a role model for anyone exploring and embracing their own identity. Janelle's advocacy goes far beyond her own journey. She is a proud and passionate supporter of her LGBTQ+ family members, encouraging everyone to embrace diversity within their own families. She believes the world should be a place where people can be themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. Janelle's dedication to uplifting the LGBTQ+ community and her loved ones highlights the power of love and acceptance in creating a more inclusive society. Deborah Messing, best known for her role as Grace Adler on Will and Grace, is a devoted ally of the LGBTQ+ community. Her advocacy goes far beyond her on-screen roles. She has used her platform to speak out for LGBTQ+ rights in real life. Her journey as a mother to her son Roman is a touching example of love, support, and dedication. Deborah has supported Roman through every challenge, embracing him with love and respect. She has always emphasized that his happiness and authenticity come first. Open about her pride in Roman being his true self, Deborah shows how love and acceptance form the foundation of a strong family. Through her unwavering support, she has become a role model for parents everywhere. Beyond advocating for her son, Deborah also uses her voice to promote inclusion and equality, championing the LGBTQ+ community as a whole. Jodie Foster is one of Hollywood's most legendary actresses, known for her unforgettable performances in The Silence of the Lambs, Taxi Driver, and Contact. A two-time Oscar winner, she has earned countless accolades that highlight her remarkable talent. Despite her career success, Jodie has always kept her personal life private. For many years, she chose not to publicly discuss her sexual orientation, sparking curiosity from the public and media. Even so, she has consistently shown strong support for equality, personal freedom, and acceptance, especially within the LGBTQ+ community. Jodie Foster is not only celebrated for her acting, but also recognized as a strong supporter of the LGBTQ+ community. She believes everyone has the right to live authentically, free from discrimination or stigma. While she keeps her own sexual orientation private, Jodie has shown empathy and understanding through both her words and actions. She emphasizes that everyone deserves love and respect, no matter their gender or sexual orientation. Through her example and commitment, Jodie has become a symbol of equality and acceptance, inspiring others to embrace their true selves. Jamie Lee Curtis, the legendary actress known for Halloween and True Lies, is one of the most outspoken and supportive celebrities in the LGBTQ+ community. Beyond her iconic career, she is a loving and open mother. Her daughter, Ruby, has come out as transgender, becoming an important part of the Curtis family's journey. Jamie Lee Curtis has consistently expressed her pride and unwavering support, sharing her story of motherhood and acceptance with the world. As a mother, Jamie Lee Curtis has shown that unconditional love is the strongest foundation for helping children explore their identity without fear of judgment. She has often emphasized that accepting and loving children, no matter their gender or sexual orientation, is the most important thing a parent can do. Beyond advocating for the LGBTQ+ community, Jamie is a role model for openness and acceptance, encouraging the world to embrace diversity. Her unwavering support for Ruby stands as a clear testament to her belief in equality and respect for all people, no matter who they are. Barbra Streisand, a true legend in music and film, is celebrated not only for her incredible talent, but also for her openness and strong support of the LGBTQ+ community. She is the mother of Jason Gould, who is openly gay and has always expressed pride and unconditional love for her son. For Barbara, acceptance and love are the most important values. Beyond her iconic career, she serves as a role model of motherhood, grounded in tolerance and understanding. Streisand has shown that nothing is more important than supporting your children and creating a safe space for them to live as their true selves. As a mother, Barbra Streisand has become one of the most open celebrities about her children's sexuality. She has shared her journey of motherhood and her unconditional acceptance of her son with the public, showing that, even in the spotlight, the most important role is being a parent who loves and supports their children no matter what. Her support for Jason also reflects her deep belief in equality and acceptance, inspiring the world to embrace diversity with openness and compassion. Sade Adu, the legendary British-Nigerian singer behind hits like Smooth Operator and The Sweetest Taboo, is celebrated not only for her mesmerizing voice but also for her strong advocacy for diversity and LGBTQ+ rights. While she keeps her personal life largely private, Sade has been very open about her support for equality and acceptance. She has emphasized that in a world that can feel increasingly divided, loving and respecting everyone regardless of gender or sexual orientation is key to creating a more just and peaceful society. Sade Adu is also a devoted mother, creating a loving and protective environment for her children. She has a daughter, and although she keeps her personal life private, Sade has shared that she encourages her children to be their authentic selves. Guided by her beliefs in equality, diversity, and personal freedom, Sade is both a nurturing mother and a strong ally to the LGBTQ+ community. She shows that love and acceptance are the most important foundations for raising children and advocates for a world where everyone can be themselves without fear of judgment. Dean McDermott, the Canadian actor best known for reality shows like Tori and Dean, Home Sweet Hollywood, is recognized not just for his career but also as a devoted father. The father of 6 children, McDermott shared in 2022 that one of his children identifies as LGBTQ+. While he has kept the specifics private to protect his child, Dean expressed heartfelt support, emphasizing that a parent's role is to love and support their children unconditionally, no matter their gender identity or sexual orientation. Dean McDermott has emphasized that the family should be the safest place for a child to be themselves. He shared that he is proud of his son and is always ready to support him on his personal journey, no matter the challenges or judgment from society. Dean's public support has inspired many parents and helped promote acceptance and respect for the LGBTQ+ community. His loving and positive approach shows that understanding within the family is the first step toward a more open and compassionate society. Thank you for watching today's video. The stories of these brave celebrity kids who live authentically are not only inspiring but also help promote acceptance and equality in our society. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss our next videos. Always be proud of who you are, and we'll see you in the next one. On the morning of the 22nd of July 2025, the world woke up to heartbreaking news that no one saw coming. Ozzy Osbourne, the rock legend and timeless icon of global music, had peacefully passed away in his sleep at his private estate in Buckinghamshire, England. Within hours, major news outlets around the world shared the story. Concert stages fell silent in tribute, while fans flooded social media with messages of love and remembrance. The artist who once gave voice to themes of darkness, pain, and rebellion had reached the end of his earthly journey, and yet, in that very moment, a new chapter began, one more mysterious and thought-provoking than anyone could have imagined. Less than 24 hours later, while the world was still processing the loss, another revelation took everyone by surprise. Ozzy Osbourne's final will had been opened. Its contents immediately sent ripples through the Osbourne family, filled with unexpected clauses, puzzling decisions, and hints of a plan that might have been in motion long before his passing. Was this the heartfelt farewell of a true legend, or a carefully crafted message meant to challenge how we remember him? If Ozzy Osbourne's legacy has ever inspired you, show your support by liking this video and subscribing so you won't miss the next part of this extraordinary story. And if you'd like to share your thoughts, drop a 1 in the comments if you resonate with Ozzy's journey, or a 0 if you see it differently. Now, Without further delay, let's explore the deeper truth behind this emotional and fascinating chapter of his life. According to some of Sharon's supporters, Ozzy's decision to leave his entire fortune to her was not an act of manipulation, but one of redemption, a final gesture of atonement from a man seeking to make peace with the woman who never abandoned him. It wasn't merely a transfer of wealth, it was a profound expression of gratitude, the last embrace of a husband honoring a lifetime of unwavering devotion. From this perspective, Ozzy's will isn't a symbol of unfairness, but the natural conclusion to a love story as complicated as it was genuine, a bond marked by flaws and scars, yet rooted in a sincerity that endured until the very end. Still, it's impossible to ignore the darker, more unsettling theory that has begun to circulate. Some speculate that in her exhaustion and determination to protect him, Sharon may have exercised an overwhelming degree of control during Ozzy's final days. Whispers suggest that his passing may not have been entirely shaped by natural causes, but by circumstances carefully managed quietly, discreetly, and perhaps unintentionally cold. Reports claim that a previous version of the will, one said to distribute assets among Sharon and Ozzy's children, vanished without explanation. In its place, a new will was signed at a familiar Los Angeles law office, where Sharon's attorney served as the official witness. This led many to ask, where was the neutrality, and how transparent was the process meant to preserve a legend's final wishes? According to those close to the family, the final months of Ozzy Osbourne's life marked a heartbreaking decline. Parkinson's disease, combined with a weakening nervous system, not only robbed him of physical strength, but also took a toll on his memory. There were days when Ozzy struggled to recall the names of his own children, once the very source of his creative inspiration. He forgot recent conversations and sometimes failed to recognize the familiar faces that had surrounded him for decades. For his loved ones, it was a devastating sight, the once powerful father and electrifying artist reduced to a fragile shadow within the same home that had once echoed with his brilliance. In this context, a troubling question began to surface. Could a man living in such a fragile mental state truly possess the capacity to make binding decisions about his will, a document that would govern a vast fortune and affect so many lives? Or was there an unseen hand quietly guiding the process from behind the scenes? Was the signing of his final will an act of clear intent, or the product of influence at a time when his perception of right and wrong may have been clouded? These questions remain unanswered to this day, but they continue to fuel debate and add new layers of complexity to the legacy Ozzy Osbourne left behind. When the final will of rock legend Ozzy Osbourne was made public, it sent ripples through the media and stirred countless questions among fans